Hey everybody, how you doing? So, just a couple of things really. It's not going to be like a regular stream as such because the reason why I'm doing this live is because I was about to make a video. I wanted to make one last night, but I didn't get time. Now, I thought to myself, by the time I've put together a video, because there's lots of different articles I want to look at, there's the report, the Nicola Bulley report that's come out, there's this other independent report. And by the time I've put this together, it probably take me about 2 hours. I might as well just jump on and go through it live. Um, but it's not gonna be a normal stream because I'm not gonna be interacting much with chat, because there's a lot of people that want it as a video, right? They don't wanna hear. I get a lot of complaints when I'm doing true crime. The biggest complaint is you're talking to people too much, you're saying hello to people, and we just want the information. So because this is a true crime live stream that would have been in a video, I'm going to just stick to getting the information out as quickly as I can, as clearly as I can, for the people that are watching on the replay that just want to know what's going on. So that's all that was. What else was I going to say? Hang on, just give me one sec. I think I've done the settings. So I just want to do a blanket hello to everybody. Okay, don't think I'm being rude, but I just want to get all the information out. Okay, I hope I'm not offending anybody. And also, they're probably going to keep it down to an hour, but I'm going to do 2 of them because there's so much information to get out. So I've got a lot to do tonight. I want to try and speak to my sister. Hang on. Right, okay. Sorry, I'm just getting a message from my sister. Just a really quick update on my dad. He's had a bad night last night. His heart started going 10 to the dozen. It got pretty bad and they had to pump him full of medication to stop him from having another heart attack. So I know a lot of people are asking me how he is. I'm finding it really overwhelming. I'm not being rude, but I can't reply individually. So please don't think I'm being a knob. I'm sorry, I can't reply to everybody, but my dad is really, really ill. That's all I can say. And they've told us again to prepare for the worst. So, yeah, okay. Right then, I'm going to crack on with this. So, people that are watching on the replay, hello everybody, welcome in. If you watch on the replay, please hit the like or the dislike so we know. I can see there's 110 people here, and I want to say hello to everybody. I think you're all awesome, and I really, really appreciate you all being here. I just want to say big up to the members from the other channel. And Jane is here. Hello, my lovely, and everybody that's here, thank you. I really, really appreciate you. Okay, right. So there's been a few things going on with the Nicola Bulley case, and another thing I just want to add as well before we continue is when I was covering this case, I stopped covering this in the run up to the inquest, as many of you will be aware. Once we knew the inquest was coming and we'd got all the information out, there was a load more information that I had on this case that I didn't put out there. So there was so much more information, and people were saying, "Oh, you're going on too much about it. You need to not talk about it." Well, I stopped before most other YouTubers stopped. Okay. Secondly, once the inquest came, even though I disagreed with it and I thought it was a complete whitewash and a complete farce, I still stopped. So for those people now going, "Oh, look, she's talking about it again," guys, I don't need to talk about Nicola Bulley. All right. People saying I'm making money off it. I'm not even monetized on this channel, and I haven't been for a long time. It was this reason, covering this case, that got me demonetized. So surely if this was about money, I wouldn't touch this with a barge pole. It's nothing to do with that. Okay, I don't need to cover this case. I want to cover this case, and I'm only going to be covering this case because it's back in the news. So I'm not going to be going through and dragging up stuff that we've been through before. I'm not going to be doing debates on it and panels on it. I'm not doing anything like that. All I want to do is cover what has come out. Now, yesterday there was a report that came out, an independent report, a damning report. I think it was yesterday or the day before. But because of what's been going on with me, I didn't have, usually I would have been on live that night when it came out, that. But because of everything that's gone on, obviously I've not been on the ball as much. So we're going to cover tonight a couple of things. Peter Faulding has come out and said that he found Nicola within 6 minutes, and also that Peter Faulding has come under attack. So there's a couple of things we want to look at, and we're going to look at that tonight, and then we're going to touch on the report, and then we're probably going to do a two-parter. So where are we now? Possibly tomorrow. I can't say for definite when part 2 is going to be. All right. Hello, Martin. Thank you. I can't say for definite when the part 2 is going to be. Right. Hang on a minute. Sorry. Sorry, my sister's messaged me. Just give me a sec. Sorry, folks. It's about my dad. Okay. Right. Okay. Stabilized. Right then. Yeah, a lot of you came in through it. I'm just catching I'm not going to be seeing much of the chat at the moment. Okay. I'm just glancing it. He found her in 6 minutes. So I'm going to go through that in a moment. But first of all, this has come out as well today. This is in The Guardian. Now, so this was yesterday. So at the end of the day, people go, oh, you shouldn't quote this. Like, I'm just quoting the mainstream media. All right. That's all I'm doing is quoting the mainstream media. People go, oh, you shouldn't talk about The Guardian. You talk about, look, I'm just covering what is out there. Okay. I'll be going to various sources. Hello, Brett. How you doing, mate? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Sorry, I keep missing you. It's the time difference. So this, if you're coming in, this is going to be about true crime. Okay. So the diver and Nicola Bulley search caused false alarm to family. So they really are pushing all of this onto Peter Faulding. We knew this was going to happen. And the fact that it's taken this long, and if you remember a few months ago, I actually covered the first report, and the first report actually, hello, Chartel. Go on, Penny, do this in a memory. So yeah, I'm going to talk. Okay, sorry, I'm just catching the odd bit of chat. This is, I shouldn't read chat because I get distracted. But again, welcoming everybody. If anyone's got any questions, Jane is here, my bestie, right-hand lady. She's here, and I'm sure she'll answer any questions. I think Shona's here as well. So there's quite a few people that can help if anyone's got any questions. What was that? That was a weird noise. Okay. So police tell the Review into investigation that Peter Faulding made statements at odds with theirs, causing confusion amongst the public. I believe, and again, this is my opinion, that Peter Faulding wasn't towing their line of bullshittery. I've said this from day one. This case was the most messed up case ever, and it's that messed up, it's that confusing that I can't even work out anymore what's lies, what's not lies, what it's just insane. It even got to the point where people were questioning whether Nicola was real. Now, that's why when Sharon went to the grave the first time, and we proved that Nicola's grave was there because people were saying that it wasn't real and that she wasn't real and there was no grave. We proved the grave was there. We proved Nicola was a real person, and then we got told that we were out of order for doing that. We can't win. Nicola was a real person. Now, I've been contacted by at least 2 people that knew Nicola. One of them, I will never name anybody. One of them was her sister was best friends with Nicola growing up, and she actually said that Nicola's sister was always very jealous of Nicola, or wanted to be her, but she hadn't seen Nicola for quite a few number of years, so we don't know whether that was still the case. And also that Nicola's ex-husband was also very controlling and very abusive. And then when Nicola went on to live with Paul and marry Paul, according to my source, he wouldn't allow her to see all her old friends, and they weren't even allowed to go to the inquest. So there's a lot of weirdness going on with this case. It is really, really bizarre, and I just hope that one day those girls, her girls, want justice. I think people that keep saying to me, go for justice, go for justice, don't stop talking about it. I've been asked a lot recently to keep going on. I say to them, no, nothing I do or anybody else can do can get that lady justice. It's down to her girls now. Her parents, and her sister and Paul seem to have moved on, and it's down to her girls when they're older. They're the ones that can get this back open again. Hello, Nikki, love. Thank you for sending me that stuff through. I've just seen it, so thank you for that, my love. Okay, so it goes on. A professional diver caused unwarranted distress and false alarm. Hang on a minute. Sorry. Sorry. Hang on a minute. My sister's messaging me again. I'm really sorry, but it's about my dad. Okay. Right. Sorry about this. Anyone that, if you come in and you watch on the replay and you don't know, my dad is very, very, very ill, in hospital. So if I have to pause, I apologise. Okay. Hello, Rita, my lovely. Yeah. I've always thought. Thank you, Jane, my love. I've always thought that the sister, and I know we shouldn't say this because it's not for us to say, is it? You know, there's something about her, and especially when people told me this. But again, this is people's real life, and I think a lot of people don't realise that. It's people's real life, and no matter what's happened, there's a family grieving. Anyway, it goes on. So this was yesterday. I've put the link into this article. I'm going to keep putting it in as well. So in case you missed it the first time. So everything I talk about tonight in these articles, I will be linking. I always cite my sources no matter what. A lot of channels don't do that. They just show a bit of a screen, or they quote stuff without showing the source. And I think that we all have a responsibility to at least show where we're getting the information from, to prove that we're not just making shit up. Anyway, so apparently, according to this report, Peter Faulding caused unwarranted distress and false alarm to the family of Nicola Bulley, and diverted resources from the search for her. Police told a review into the handling of their investigation into a disappearance. So these are just going to be little snippets out of this review, but I'm going to be going through it in more detail probably on the next one. Peter Faulding made several statements to the media that were later found to be at odds with what had happened to, they're calling her Bulley, that's just awful, Nicola Bulley, causing confusion among the public. It should be amongst the Guardian. Seriously, really, you should at least get people doing your spelling. According to an independent investigation into the actions of Lancashire police during the search for woman who disappeared. Really? This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. Whoever's written this. The review, commissioned by the Lancashire Police and Crime Commissioner Andrew Snowden, found that police lost control of the public narrative. They're actually admitting this, right? They're actually admitting it. Can you hear this? Is that you, Banter? Have you got your channel back? Is Underbelly here? Just catching the. I can't see him. Oh, there he is. Hello, how you doing, mate? I'm not really reading chat tonight, guys. Hello, Scotty. So just bear with me. Okay. It goes on. So they're saying that because of Peter Faulding, they lost the public narrative. You couldn't make this up, could you, folks? You really couldn't make it up. At the end of the day, they're admitting now in this report that they had a narrative and that he was messing it up. It goes on. Where are we now? Throughout the investigation was highly professional. Sorry, I'm going back here. I've missed this bit. Found the police lost control of the narrative and allowed, listen to this, external voices to dominate the search for the 45-year-old mortgage broker. Though the investigation was highly professional, the review also found it had been unavoidable and unnecessary to reveal personal information about bullies. They're calling her Bulley like she's just a nothing. I can't do that. Hello, Barry. I'm going to call her Nicola because I find that so disrespectful by The Guardian about Nicola's health struggles. Now, if you remember, there was another independent review and the other one said that the police did absolutely nothing wrong and that the police had every right to reveal this information. And I did say at the time, we need to wait for the second review because I think they've pushed the first one out. They knew the earlier one was going to be in their favour. So they got that one out. And this one, I knew they were going to wait for longer because this is the damning one and they think that people have forgotten by now. Right, sorry a sec. I'm just talking to my sister again. My dad's settled down a bit now, but he's been really bad. And that's what I think anyway. I don't know. I'm not an expert, but I've been on this case from day one, as you know, and people ask me how I got involved in this case. It was purely because I was covering news, doing news shows is what I've been doing for many years now, and this was dominating the news in the UK, and that's why it's disgusting, isn't it, Jules? And that's why I started covering it. I don't usually cover true crime. Okay, so it says here that Nicola, she said it says Bulley, but that's disgusting. Nicola's case attracted widespread attention not long after the 45-year-old went missing on the 27th of January. After a detailed search involving police from numerous forces, the body was found almost a month later on the 19th of February. It says Lancashire police were roundly criticised at the time, including by the Prime Minister, for revealing to the public that Bulley, Nicola, had struggled with alcoholism due to the menopause. I find this just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. This could have been avoided if the force had worked with the media. The report said the failure to brief the mainstream media on a non-reportable basis or to adequately fill the information vacuum allowed speculation to run unchecked. The reason why none of this made any sense was because it was all bullshit. We know this. Just the things that they were saying during all of this literally made no sense whatsoever. And that was why these armchair detectives and these people that were heading there, it was almost like you could imagine people dressed up as Sherlock Holmes with their little magnifying glass going around. That's how they described them. They described them as these sleuths. It was insane, and they wonder why people were doing that. People were doing that because their investigation made no sense. So I'm still not well, so my voice will probably go again. It says here, the 143-page report that was released yesterday morning, which concludes with 17 recommendations, criticised senior officers at Lancashire Police, details insufficient focus and errors of judgment, and questions the culture of the force, with claims that chief officers observed but did not act and failed to show sufficient support to lower ranks. The review reported that Faulding and his company, SGI Group, had a significant impact on the investigation and public confidence in police. So we're going to have a quick look at a bit more at this, and then we're going to go and look at what Peter Faulding says. Now, he says that he found Nicola, but we're going to go and look at that in a moment. I know this is really small for you to read, so I'm just going to keep dropping the link in. And what you can do is, if you want to keep this and read it after yourself, you could do, because obviously it's very small. I can make it a little bit bigger, if that's any better, and put, okay. Right then, now the Guardian have got to get GB News in, a little dig at GB News. The Commissioner's report broadly agreed with his claims, writing his actions created a more challenging environment for the investigation team. The one about Peter Faulding now, and his public statements often contradicted the investigative, I can't say that, and operational approach, leading to confusion for the public and reducing the family's trust. Now, the thing is, he was saying what he found and what he believed in his expertise, in his expert opinion. Now, surely it should be a good thing that you've got a fresh set of eyes who isn't emotionally involved, who isn't even from the area, who isn't working with that particular police force. So he's independent to come in and give his views. Surely that should be welcomed. If they've got an echo chamber and they're all saying the same thing, but what they're saying isn't getting you any answers, then there's a problem. It goes on. Social media commenters referred to his comments as evidence. So now it's all our fault. I'm just going to skip through this, not going to read it all. The report cited numerous examples of these comments, here we go, including from the GB News website. See, they have to get in the GB News. Now, they were all quoting him, even the Guardian. So this thing about attacking GB News again, the left are obsessed with attacking GB News. It's ludicrous, but anyway. Including from GB News website, where Faulding was quoted as saying, "My belief is she's not in the river." Now, if you remember, he was being interviewed by Dan Wootton, wasn't he? "My belief is she's not in the river at all. And my opinion is that Nicola had gone in by the bench. If she had gone in by the bench, she would have gone to the bottom and drifted a couple of meters. These claims were contrary to what Lancashire Police was saying at the time and were proven incorrect when her body were found later." Well, no, not necessarily, because it took him a month to find her. So doesn't mean that he was wrong. Doesn't mean that at all. It means that she ended up where she did a month later. But again, I'm just giving you my opinion now, and I think a lot of people will agree with me. But even if you don't, that's okay. I don't believe Nicola fell in by the bench. I really don't. I really don't. To this day, I believe she was taken. That's just my opinion. Or there was some sort of altercation and an accident. But I don't believe that she just fell in. There would be signs. There would be skid marks. Why did the dog not have the harness? They said the harness was found on the bench. Why would you take the harness off the dog? If you've got a dog, you'd take the lead off and let him run around. You wouldn't take the harness off. That doesn't make any sense. Who here takes a harness off a dog? That's the thing that you leave on. Okay, it goes on. My opinion, sorry, I've read that bit. An inquest into her death earlier this year ruled that Bulley, Nicola, had drowned accidentally and was likely to have died minutes after falling into the water. Despite this finding, there is still a great deal of online speculation about the case, with many social media users refusing to believe the official version of events. Do you blame us? Can anyone in the establishment blame anyone for not believing what they say when all they do is lie? And we keep catching them out as well. Police had been reluctant to agree to the involvement of Faulding. They told the review they'd claimed he broke a non-disclosure agreement. So apparently Peter Faulding had an NDA. If you're saying stuff in chat, I apologise. I'm not reading chat, just to let you know. I'm just quickly checking my phone in case my sister's contacted me. Right, okay. Okay, so they didn't want him involved. Apparently, he had an NDA, and by talking to the media about the case, though the diver told the review he had never signed one or not agreed to talk to the media. Now, this is interesting here because they're saying, the police are saying that they had Peter Faulding sign an NDA. Where is it then? Because Peter Faulding is stating categorically here that there was no NDA, that he hasn't signed anything. So which is it then? Which is it? Now, they're saying he broke one. He's saying that he never had one. Now, this is very easily to prove. If he had one, let's see it then. Let's see it, Lancashire Police. Let's see this NDA. Because they haven't produced one. And how long's it been now? How long has it been? It was February. And still no proof of this so-called NDA. So I would seriously question that again. In response, Hacked Off, the campaign group for press accountability, called for an independent press standards organisation investigation into what it said was speculative and ultimately untrue press reports about Bulley's Nicola's disappearance. In a statement, Faulding said, "I take confidentiality very seriously and would never breach an NDA." They're trying to destroy his career. Because if this got out, no one would ever use him again. The only instructions I was given was to use discretion and keep operational information confidential. I was never given any operational information and never disclosed any, i.e. location of a significant target. If at any time I was asked to stop updating the media, I would have immediately, but no request was ever made. He added, failings by the police to control the media left me in a situation where I was swarmed for information. The report added, Lancashire Constabulary also shared concerns with the review that Faulding had behaved insensitively towards the family at an extraordinary difficult time. It was assessed by Lancashire Constabulary that he'd used his conversations with the family to provide quotes to the media, and that he influenced the family into believing that Nicola had not entered the river and that a third party was involved. Now, this again is tosh, because if you remember, early on, Nicola's dad actually came out and said that he believed that Nicola was taken. If you remember, this is what I didn't get about the family bowing down to the inquest. It didn't make any sense. Nicola's dad came out and said that she did not fall in by that river. So they just keep on contradicting themselves here. And I still say this to this day, that interview, hello other side, how you doing? That interview that no, she wasn't drunk though. They looked in her body. She wasn't drunk. Act accordingly. They said that there was no alcohol. She'd stopped drinking. Thank you, Martin. I'll probably go through it properly tomorrow or the next one. I'm just doing a shorter one tonight, just a quick. Where are we now? We've been going for half an hour. I don't want to be going for long tonight. There's probably going to be like 2 of these. I'm just catching the odd bit of chat. I agree. The fact that her body was found, where if you were going to put a body in that water and you were going to use a car, that was the perfect spot. You had a little lay-by, you had a wall, you had why mention her boozing? Because it was a part of her history. She did have a history of alcohol, but she'd stopped. She'd had a little mini fall off the wagon. I think it was around Christmas, and then she was okay again. Now, if she was drunk, why would Paul allow her to drive the children to school? He wouldn't. You wouldn't let your wife do that. So definitely, I think to say that she was half caught and fell in is wrong, because even they said there wasn't any alcohol or drugs in her system. The only alcohol in her system was apparently formed by bacteria, which can cause it. So that should never have been made public, because it didn't relate to anything anyway. What was the point? Like, what was the point in that? Apparently, she was a very good swimmer. Like I say, I've spoken to two people that knew Nicola. Okay, so I'm going to stop looking at the chat because it distracts me, and crack on with this. But I will be glancing at it. 169 people watching. Please hit the like or the dislike if you don't like the content. It just helps me know what people like and what people don't. If you're new to the channel, I do occasionally cover some true crime, especially if it's a high profile case that has been in my news shows that I used to do. And I do want to get back to doing them. I've just been taking a bit of a break from live streaming. Okay. So here we go. So Peter Faulding states that he was never given any operational information. And I can believe that as well. It says here that he was insensitive towards the family. But the thing is, it's not his job to be sensitive. I don't mean to sound disrespectful, but Peter Faulding's job is to come in and find Nicola. It's not his job to be sensitive towards a family. They have police liaison people specifically trained for that. All Peter was to do was to go and find Nicola. That was it. Really, he shouldn't have even been speaking to the family, but he did. And it did feel like it was a bit of a photo opportunity with Paul walking down to the river with Peter. And apparently it was Paul that got in contact with Peter in the first place. Some reports say that Peter contacted them. Other reports say that Paul contacted Peter and Paul. I don't know. If anyone's got any definitive answers on that, if you could send it in, that would be great. Hello, Maria, love. I'm literally catching the odd bit of chat. Right, okay, goes on. Despite the communication failings, the police investigation into Nicola's disappearance itself was highly professional, is what the report said, and was delivered to a very high standard, adding that the case was identified correctly as high risk. Immediately, and significant resources beyond what would normally be anticipated were deployed to find her. Now, this is where I get confused, is if she was high risk, why didn't they say that immediately? Why did they wait until they were going to release her alcoholism as a problem to then say she was high risk? Surely, if she was high risk from day one, that would have been reported as such. Failings by the police to I'm just reading a bit of information I think I've missed. Sorry. Right, Lancashire Police welcome the report. Deputy Chief Constable Sasha Hatchett said the case had attracted huge interest, placing our policing response and the Bulley family in the spotlight. They made it like that. They made it in the spotlight. When Nicola first went missing, the way that this was handled was, we were going to do a video, weren't we, of listing all the bizarre things. For a start, why was Kay Burley, a Sky News reporter and a cameraman, why was she, when Nicola was still missing, right? So it's not like it's after, like a year later. Why was she doing walking through her last steps? Why? Why was she doing that? Where was the police? This doesn't make any sense. And there's no other case in the world that I can ever think of where the media, just a week and a few days after someone vanishes, you've got Sky News doing the walkthrough, filming it live, and stopping and talking to potential witnesses about this. It doesn't make any sense. The whole thing felt like a charade. And you can disagree with me, but none of it made any sense. It just didn't make any sense. And you actually felt stupid for actually trying to even break it down, what they were saying. So it goes on. The media demand was at time overwhelming. Again, that's because they brought that on themselves because of how they acted. Hello, Stephen. Hello, Maltese. I'm just catching the odd person's comment. Okay. It goes, the benefit of hindsight, there are undoubtedly things we would do differently in the future. Indeed, we have already started to do so. Bulley's Nicola's family said they continue to grieve the loss and did not want to comment on the report. So they don't want to comment on it. I've heard so many rumors. Hello, Mark. I've heard so many rumors, right? I've even heard that Paul has sold the house. Now, again, every time these rumors start, hello, Maria, love. Every time these horrendous rumors start, and one of us, like our Sharon, for example, who has been fantastic, Sharon will go and disprove the lies. We get told that it's none of our business. So I could now we've been told by several people that apparently Paul has sold the house. That's what's been circulating on all these Facebook groups. Now, me and Sharon and I could easily prove that that's not the case. But what's the point? Just what is the point anymore in trying to disprove anything? So we get slated no matter what we do. So let them carry on believing that he's moved. We know he hasn't. I had no idea if Paul is with the sister. That was just rumours, and I don't want to run with the rumours. I personally don't think that at all, but who knows? Who knows? Again, thank you to Martin who's given me the full report. We'll go through that on another stream. So this is what caught my attention this evening. This one. Now, I'm guessing this was in the report as well. Well, apparently it was one that was just down the road, and there was one on there. Hello, Cat Love. How you doing, sweetheart? Oh God. Right. Okay. Let's get back to this. Sorry. So the diving search expert Peter Faulding found Nicola. This is what this report says, that Peter Faulding stated that he found Nicola within 6 minutes, 12 days before the police discovered her. Let's just process that statement there. Peter Faulding is saying that he found her. Right. Now, this doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to go back and read this. I've had to read this twice to try and get my head around it. Okay. So Peter Faulding, the diving expert who looked for Nicola Bulley alongside the police, claims that he found her within 6 minutes. The mother of two, Miss Bulley, was 45, was found in the River Wyre on the 19th of February, about a mile from where she vanished, whilst walking her dog in St Michael on Wyre. Mr. Faulding, who runs Underwater Search Experts SGI Group, helped with the search for the missing mother of two. It states here, after the Miss Bulley's family asked for them to get involved. So this states it here again, right? Hello, Ellen, love. There you go. They asked him. This is a report. I'm just going to go through really quickly, Alan. This is a report, hon, that came out yesterday, and I'm going to do another stream going through it in a lot more detail. But I'm just giving a few points tonight from the report. And this part now is saying that Peter Faulding is. I've just started this article, so you've not missed anything. But he's saying that he found Nicola in 6 minutes. So I'm going to read this report now. And the last article that I read was just breaking it down where the police are now blaming Peter Faulding, saying that he disrespected her family, and he put false information out. It's really strange, and we are going to be covering the full report. Thank you to Martin Clark for sending that to me. Really appreciate that. So this basically, I've just started this article. I'm going to put the link in again. But Peter Faulding says that he found Nicola within 6 minutes. So we're going to read on and see exactly what he means by that. Okay, so review into the police handling. This is another review. This came out yesterday. There's been 2 reviews. The first review, the first review said that the police were great and they did nothing wrong. And I did say at the time that when the second review did come out, it was due out at the end of the year. They're going to have hoped that people have forgotten and they're just going to go to town. They're going to blame the police, but they're going to think that no one's going to really care anymore because it's all in the past. Anyway, right, the dive expert claimed that his sonar imaging resulted in a credible find on February the 7th and said that police lacked any professional interest. Listen to this. Officers said it should be Mr. Faulding's find was just tree branches. All right. They're calling him Miss Faulding. Honestly, what has happened to journalism? No one can even spell. It's shocking. Mr. Faulding said that maybe he'd been mistaken, but he changed his mind after reviewing the evidence again. Okay, so hello, Scottish Davros, mate. How you doing? Yeah, they're calling him Ms. Faulding. He said on Tuesday, my team and I commenced the search at 10:28. So you know when he first joined the team, when he first joined the search, that day, that Tuesday, he said, we started the search at 10:28. 6 minutes later, at 10:34, I identified a significant target that appeared. You remember, a target will be the body. He's got to use those wording because that's what they, that's his professional term. But he means a human person. I identified a significant target that appeared, from my experience, remember he has got a lot of experience, to take human form. This target was approximately 75 meters downstream from the bench, just south of the island in the river. Okay, so he says he found her. Now, whether this is true and it was her, we don't know. Hello, Husky. At 10:53, so we started at 10:28. At 10:53 on the 7th of February, hello, I notified the Lancashire Police Search Advisor of my findings by telephone. I also sent an image of the target on WhatsApp and requested that we put our SGI divers in the water immediately to check the river. So, to check the area. So basically, he found something that looked like, in his opinion, from his own experience, looked like a body. Now, he would know, wouldn't he? He would know what a body would look like. Okay. So he said to them, you need to put us in. And my request to dive the target was refused. And I was told that the Northwest Underwater Search Team, which I think is the police search team, would conduct the dive that afternoon. So he asked, can I send my people straight in and search this? It looks like a body. We've picked it up on sonar. That's what he does. He picks up stuff on sonar, and then they will go down. And sorry, I'm not very well, so it's really making me sleepy. This is. He said he will conduct dive, and it says later they advised us that the target was found to be nothing. So he wanted to go in there and then in the morning before 11 a.m. He wanted to go in. He wanted to send his team in to go out and pull whatever this sonar picked up. They wouldn't let him go in. They said, we'll send our own people in, and they didn't go until the afternoon. This is damning. This is damning stuff. He added, I revisited, analysed and enhanced every sonar file that recorded during my 2-day search, and particularly from February the 7th. It became clear when enhancing the images with the sonar software tools that the target which I'd located was without a doubt Nicola. So for any confusion, Nicola wasn't found till the 19th of February. The moment that I'm not too well, Stephen. I'm getting there. It's making me really sleepy now because I'm very weak. So Peter, when he arrived on the 7th, remember he got called in like a week or so later, wherever it was. When he arrived, within 6 minutes of remember he's got this specialist sonar equipment that the police don't have. It's a private company. And he does regularly work with the police. He detected from his own experience, what was a body. He knows what a body looks like. It's what he does. So he's saying that he found what he believes was a body. And he contacted the police immediately and said, can I send my divers in? He asked permission. Can I send my divers in to this to see what this is? And they refused and said no. They said, we'll send out. Oh, sorry. They said, we will send our own people in this afternoon. Now, this afternoon could be anything from 10 past midday to 5 o'clock. There was no rush. They said, we'll send our people in this afternoon. So they sent them in on the afternoon and said that it was nothing. Now, Peter Faulding has since gone through all of his sonar from his 2-day there and said that he categorically believes that what he's seen was Nicola's body. But because they wouldn't allow him in, he couldn't find it. And when they went in, it was too late. She could have moved. It goes, in fact, I had found Nicola at 10:34 a.m. on the 7th of February 2023, after just 6 minutes of searchings. I would have presented my findings and evidence. Listen to this, folks. I would have presented my findings and evidence at the coroner's inquest. However, I was not invited to it. I remember that, Mark. He said he found something and he couldn't say what. So Peter wanted to put the proof out there. Now, I want to know, and I said this at the time, why wasn't Peter allowed to go to the inquest? Surely he should be there. Oh, sorry, it's because I'm not very well. I'm really tired. Makes no sense. It makes no sense. He should have been there and he could have proven that he found him. He found Nicola's body. So he's not going to put it out now. Why should he? I'm hoping that he's going to demand them reopen something. I don't know why. I think the reason why he didn't say anything, Mel, is because he's been waiting for this second report to come out. So he wanted to go to the inquest. They didn't ask him. Now, some of the people at the inquest didn't need to be there, really. Why wasn't any of Nicola's old school friends allowed to go to the inquest? I say I've been contacted by two. Well, Peter Faulding said he didn't sign an NDA. He's never signed anything or agreed to anything. They're saying he signed an NDA. There's someone's lying, right? Someone is lying here. So he wanted to present this. Now, if he would have been allowed to go to the inquest and he would have been allowed to present his evidence of why he believed that that was Nicola's body, and he would have been able to have shown his sonar image and said, look, this is what we found. Here's a previous sonar of another person's body we found, and compare the two. He could have categorically proved that what he's seen and what the people could see was a body. But they didn't want him at the inquest. And now we know why he wasn't wanted at the inquest. This is the second report, what I'm talking about now. The first report was a few months ago. There's two separate independent reports. The first one was a total whitewash. I think one of them was the IOP. Was it the IOPCC? I can't remember. My brain isn't in much gear at the moment. Like I say, I didn't want to stream again for a while, but I was going to put this in a video, and I thought, well, it's going to take me a couple of hours to, screen record me talking, get bits of stuff to put together and edit into a video. I might as well just cover it live. It's easier. It's done, isn't it? So, okay. So he wanted to show this at the inquest, but he wasn't invited. The review into the police response into Miss Bulley's death was commissioned to examine the effectiveness of the police response during the case earlier this year. It says, at the time of Miss Bulley's disappearance, Mr. Faulding suggested to the media that the police's equipment was too low tech to detect a body. I can believe that. While police investigators were told they were able to secure the same equipment used by the SGI, the force went ahead with the family's request to prevent negative press. So they say, and they didn't want Peter involved, that they could get their hands on it themselves, but the family wanted Peter Faulding involved. The force wanted to, I've read that bit, wanted to avoid a negative perception, so that police were not using every opportunity. So they literally admitted here that they only used Peter Faulding to look good, not because they actually wanted him there. Mr. Faulding met with the chief inspector, who provided suitable, robust advice about the information that he's passing to the media, unhelpful to the investigation, the family and wider community. The report also added that police appeared to have presented Mr. Faulding with an NDA, instructing SGI not to discuss the search outside the investigation. But SGI claimed that such an NDA had never been discussed or signed. So again, that someone's lying. And if there was an NDA, prove it, show it. Where is it? Mr. Faulding alleged he did not receive any instructions from the police not to engage with the press, and that his team had felt ambushed by the press. Gizmo, Jack, where's Gizmo? Right, okay, I'll come and take him out in a minute. All right, I need to go in a minute. I've got to go and take Gizmo out for his last poo and a wee, and get him and Jack ready for bed. It's like I've got two kids now, as well as all the bunsters. Oscar's not impressed. So you couldn't make this shit up, folks. He's gone now, Joe, but he's just gone back in his room. Gizmo's like his shadow. You see one, you see the other. It's lovely. It's lovely. Jack's finally got his little brother. Where was I? Hang on. So Peter Faulding's denying an NDA. They're saying that he signed one. So let's see it. Mr. Faulding alleged he did not receive any instructions from the police not to engage and that his team felt ambushed by the press. So he felt media involvement was within the terms of engagement. Now, surely the police would have seen Peter talking to the media. Why wasn't any of them going up to him and saying, don't say anything to them? It wasn't like once that Peter Faulding spoke to the media. He spoke to the media several times. You could see all the police milling about in the background. It doesn't make any sense. Again, none of this makes any sense. So it says here, SGI carried out a sweep of the river wire within a 3-mile stretch of the river between St. Michael's and Cartford Bridge over 2.5 days, using sonar equipment Mr. Faulding described as state-of-the-art. Now, if you remember, after the... hang on. Is that Gizmo? Gizmo? Just hold on a minute, guys. I think Gizmo needs a toilet. Jack! 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 Come here. Is that Gizmo? Yeah, bring him here. Sorry about this, folks. That's what I mean. I was like, I'm not in a really good way I'm not in a good place to stream right now. Got too much going on with my phone going, with my sister and my dad, the dog. Just give me a sec, guys. I'm just going to see if I can grab Al to take Gizmo out for his toilet. Sorry, I'm back now. I'm back. Gizmo needed the toilet. Al's taking him out. Right then, where were we? It is the view of Lancashire Constabulary that Mr. Faulding had a significant impact on the investigation and public confidence through his activities and his engagement with the media. So it's all Peter Faulding's fault, right? It's all his fault because he spoke to the media and he didn't do as he was told. I take confidential in a statement. Mr. Faulding said, "I take confidential very seriously. Would never breach an NDA." We spoke about that on the last report. So that's the end of it. It's just the same as the last one. Now, thank you to Martin, who has given me the full report for us to have a look at. So we've been going for an hour. I didn't want to keep on this long. I just wanted everyone to know that this is the latest report. This is the report that I was talking about months and months ago. I said there's going to be another report coming out towards the end of the year, and we need to have a good look into that because the first one was completely a whitewash. This report, this is the more damning one. So let me just see. It does look like, hang on. It does look like they're really blaming Peter Faulding for this. Did he go? Oh, sorry. Just trying to get hold of Al. Hello, Johnny, not pal. Again, apologies for why I've not been speaking to chat tonight. I did say at the beginning, it's not going to be a normal stream. I'm not going to be interactive much. I'm going to be presenting this like I would a video. Obviously, with a little bit of interaction, but so this came up yesterday. Bombshell revelation that Nicola Bulley was experiencing significant issues with alcohol before she went missing was cleared with her family in advance. So they're now saying that, when the police went public with it, with that Nicola's alcohol problems, they're now saying in this report that her family, hello me, my love, hello Julie, love, that they are, my pleasure, Sue. They're basically saying that the family approved the police going public with this. I find this really bizarre. I really do. I don't know how people can't see that this case makes no sense. Even non-conspiracy people, even people who don't believe that there's any conspiracies and that they believe that the government and the police tell the truth about absolutely everything, even those said that this case doesn't make any sense. What's this? Who's Dan Duffy? I don't know who that is. It's critical thinking, but the thing is, though, got me stumped. A lot of people don't have that anymore. That's the problem. Ever since the old plague-a-roo, so many people now, they don't have critical thinking. They just can't. They can't think outside their little bubble. They just can't do it. And I find it so bizarre. I just find it, people just literally believe absolutely everything that they're told now by police, by everybody, by the establishment. And the old plague thing really did change society. And I will at some point be covering that, not the actual plague, but the science behind it. Behavioural science is what they've been using against the public for many, many years. And it all goes back to a Mindspace document that we will cover at some point. And it will explain to you, it will show you how they control the public's perception. And I think they tried to use it on this case and it went wrong. People were they thought people were just going to fall for anything. This is why this case makes no sense. I haven't seen nothing about that. I don't know. Oh, the one who got arrested. No, I vaguely remember that. Yeah, vaguely. Oh, really? Oh. So, hello, Chili. How you doing? It's been a while. How's Banner? How's David Banner? Yeah, it is. It's psychological warfare. Totally insane. I remember that now. Yeah, it's a joke, isn't it, Johnny, not Paul? There's stuff happening. There's stuff happening. This is all going to come to a head soon. But anyway, now, when I said maybe Nicola was a spy, people laughed at that. But at the moment, there's nothing there's nothing that could be too silly for what we're being told are the facts. You don't know, do you? I'm not saying she was, but I'm saying she could have been. Because you imagine, right, in that area, there's a lot of military personnel. Let's just say, for example, she was working for the government, right? And she was taken out. They would have to put over a stupid story. They would have to, because everything was just so fake. Even the caravan park was used to hide people in as a game show. Not who knows, right? Who knows whether she was taken out by, an assassin. Again, this sounds insane, and I'm not saying that this is what I believe, but it is another possibility that someone took her out. Now we know that area is full of military personnel. Everyone has been telling me that. So many people in that area work for the government. So who knows? I don't know. Just putting it out there. A private investigator get all the information. I don't know. It's just so bizarre. It's just there is a lot of gangsters round there. There is a lot. But yeah, if she's been taken out, and they need to cover it up, because even her, I'll tell you something now, if right, let's just say that she was taken out and she did work with some sort of agency. That would explain why a Facebook page looks so fake. That would explain why all the photos look fake. That would explain a lot. It would explain a hell of a lot, because even the photos look photoshopped. All of them do. All the photos don't look real. You can see the lines on some of them where they've been put in. You look in the mirror on one of the family photos and she's not in the mirror. It would just that would explain everything. It would cover why they didn't want Peter Faulding involved, why the family are acting so weird, because they knew. They probably only just found out. And people say that's ridiculous. Why is it ridiculous? Do spies exist? Do people working for government agencies exist? Yes, they exist. Of course they do. Of course they exist. Bloody hell. They reckon that they're in bloody Westminster. There's some Chinese spies. That's what they reckon. So why is it so unbelievable that somebody could be taken out and that they've now got to not let on that that person was taken out? So they've got to cover this, make this massive story that doesn't make any sense, in the hope that the public will just fall for it and not ask any questions. It's just a theory, okay? Just a theory. It would explain a lot. That's another thing, Joe. That's what other people were saying. No, I've spoken to 2 of Nicola's friends that she did exist. She very much existed. Apparently, she was a lovely lady. She loved animals. She loved her children. She was very real. That's that's the information I've got. I just don't know. We did look at that as well, Mima, down that route, and I still think that that Shit Creek had something to do with the whole thing. Hello, new hobby. Oh, you'd have to go back to the beginning, mate. There's a big report come out yesterday, and I'm going to be going through it in more detail. Let me just get some of these comments up. So MI5, MI6 Mossad, and the Normie just thinks people work in there. Yeah, exactly. You just don't know, do you? Yeah, I believe she's real. Thank you, Jane, for welcoming everybody. So, yeah, so this article here that I was just going to quickly go through is basically saying that the police have confirmed that the family gave permission for the police to actually release it. I'm not sure when this interview's from.
Creative Hub is a space for people.
Go to that a minute. The dramatic statement came 15 hours. Yeah, so hang on. He just, I don't know, he's just such a weird looking thing, isn't he? He's got these little skinny legs and this big torso and this big head. Doesn't look real. Look how small she is. Like, I'm a midget, but blimey. All the pictures don't look natural, do they? Like this one doesn't look natural either. So bizarre. Anyway, it says here, so when the police came out with her significant issues with alcohol and her menopause, it says here that the police said that the family they got full permission by the family to come out with that. I find that really bizarre. I don't know about you. Oh my goodness, what is that? There's some of them just look really weird, don't they? Yeah, I remember at the time Suella Braverman said it was weird. What happened to her as well? Now, another thing that made no sense is that I've still got videos downloaded of her. I never put them up, did I? You've got to be the right colour though, haven't you? Oh, thanks, Julie. Yeah, we demonetized on this channel for talking about this sort of stuff. You can't talk about, what was it? You can't talk about Russell Brand, even though I wasn't siding with him. Okay. I was just giving out some facts that were in the mainstream media. I didn't side with him. I didn't support him. And they came out, hang on, and said that you couldn't be monetized for that. Right. Okay, then. That's the link there if anybody wants to donate to the bunnies. Right, okay. I'm just reading through this now. Right, okay. So they said here, Lancashire Police took the decision to hold a press conference because there was so much erroneous speculation around Mr. Ansell. After discussions with Paul, it was decided that officers would say there was a number of factors. So Paul was the one that gave the police the go-ahead. Thank you, Jane. That gave the police the go-ahead to tell the public that she had this alcohol problem. That's the bit. And then you've got all this psychic finding her as well. Like, yeah, I actually forgot. Oh, did she, Nanny? That's interesting. I actually forgot how insane this was. So I think what we need to do, we need to write down. Like, I don't want to stay on this for long, right? This has been done and dusted. We know that it's been a complete whitewash, and nothing I can do or say, or anybody in the public domain can do or say, will bring Nicola justice. I've said this all along. Only her two girls, when they get older, can get this reopened, because I can't see any other way. But because this report has just come out, we are going to be covering the report for a couple of shows. I think what we need to do, that Rebecca Smith, I think, lovely jubbly. I think what we need to do, we need to list all of the craziness. We need to write it all down and list all of the craziness around this case. Because by writing it down and seeing it with our own eyes, that could, just seeing it, seeing how insane it is. Paula, thank you so much for helping me the other day on PayPal. That was so kind. I want to get down to my dad. He had a bit of a bad night last night. He rang me up this morning. His heart was going nuts. He said they had to pump him full of drugs to stop it from going nuts. I don't know whether I've explained it, but his heart exploded, and he's got a big hole in it. They can't believe he's alive. It's a miracle. My dad's a miracle. My sister saved him, but yeah. So it was really bad last night, and I keep taking my temperature, and they've said until it goes down and I'm fully better, because at the moment I'm getting there, but I'm not. They said I just can't give him anything. I want to get down Friday, so thank you for that, Paula. I want to be there when he goes down for that operation. I want to be there, and I want to be there when he goes down, and I want to be there when he wakes up. That's if he goes down on Friday now, because say his heart was racing, but apparently he's getting himself stressed out. If you remember on the other channel, Paula, don't feel stressed for me, love. If you are a member on the other channel, thank you, Maria. I have posted a picture today of my dad's dog. She misses him. So if you haven't seen it and you remember on the other channel, and you want to go and see her, head over there. There's a picture of her. She's waiting for her daddy. Oh, yeah, get in there, Justine. Paula, he got put on beta blockers a year ago. He was fine with his heart until he had the second thing, can't talk about. And then he started getting a bit of a fast heart rate, and they put him on beta blockers. Oh, Nanny. So yeah, I know that I don't really advertise the the membership that we used to have over here on the other channel, and I treat it like I used to treat this. Thank you, True Sleuth. Your comments cheer me up, by the way, you make me laugh. So I'm going to end that now, talking about that, and I'm going to get off in a sec. I'm just reading a few comments. So thank you, Miss. Thank you, everybody. Don't, because I'll start crying again. Thank you. Oh, Stephen, I'm so sorry to hear that. How are you doing, Real Super Doctor? Thank you, Miscellaneous. Thank you, Truthfully. We've missed you, Maria. How are you doing, my love? What was I going to say? Yeah, so guys, the membership, if I get it back on here, it won't be till in the new year. And if I am going to get it back on here, what I'll probably do is tell you all and move it over. But for now, I don't see the point, because even though my other channel is more about paranormal and stuff. Oh, I'm not showing it, but thank you. Even though my other channel is about like paranormal and stuff, I put all of my bunny stuff over there. So the members over there sing Gizmo first. They knew about Gizmo first. They get exclusive photos, videos. So if you enjoyed the membership over here and you want it again, it's on the other one. It is there. I think Jane just put the link in. But yeah, poor. I don't even say my dad's dog's name because I can't, can I? I can't do. I can't even like. I've had a few people contacting me asking me for a photo of my dad, saying, "Can we have a photo so we can, do prayer and light candles for your dad and all this other stuff." And I can't, and I'm so sorry, I cannot, because these weirdos will just go out and find my family. So apologies for that. So guys, please, if you keep on asking me, I'm not going to change anything. All right, I'm still getting asked for my dad's name. All right, thank you, Jane. Thank you, Shona. But yeah, I'll be doing more and more over there. There is a lot. I do a lot over there. I do put a lot of posts up and stuff. You can do that without a photo. Yeah, exactly, Nanny. It's just difficult, my love. I've got to be really careful. Thank you, Miscellaneous. You know, it's not you guys. Like, I trust you guys, but I don't know who some of the people that are asking. I don't even know. I've never seen them before. Oh, thank you, Stephen. So yeah, if you want to join that, it's over there. I say there is quite a lot over there. Right, has anyone got any questions? So I don't know when it's going to be. I can't really plan. Like, this stream wasn't planned. It was just a pop-up stream. I'm really struggling at the moment to plan anything, because I don't know when I'm going to be going to see my dad. I don't know what's going on. Now, he's getting really, really worse. So that is why at any moment I might have to just go down. And if I'm ill, then I'll just have to push myself in, won't I? What can I do? Hang on. Hang on, sorry. Just messaging Al back. Anyway, thank you. Has anyone got any questions or anything? Oh, Maria, we've missed you, my love. Hello, Funky. Isn't it awful? It's sad, isn't it? Never understand. Thank you. So, yeah, I did say that I'd take a mask. I don't wear masks because of my asthma, but I'll do this on this one occasion. Thank you, Nikki. I really appreciate you all. Honestly, you're amazing. I can't express enough how grateful I am. Hello, Richard. Thank you, Richard. I appreciate that. And again, thank you to everyone who's helped out with petrol money going backwards and forth. It's so kind. It's so, so kind. But my dad is a walking miracle. They actually said that people don't survive these type where the heart explodes. I don't know whether I told you, but he had his heart attack 4 days before. I don't know if I told you that. I can't remember. He actually had it 4 days before and carried on until the pressure built up and built up and built up. The muscles must be so strong in his heart, and it just exploded. So he's now resting, and they're saying that his heart's scarring up while he's resting, and then they're going to try and operate on Friday, but we'll wait and see. Thank you, Ellen. Ellen as well, another lady who's been absolutely amazing. Thank you. And Jane and everyone, Nikki and Shona, everyone has been so kind. And they've also been really understanding when I've not been able to just reply and stuff, and I've been a bit quiet. So I'm sorry about that, but I know you guys understand. Right then, I'm going to get off. So we'll be doing a part 2. Oh, thank you, everyone. We're doing a part 2 very, very soon. Thank you, everyone. Hello, old hippie. Yeah, what we're going to do, Martin Clark has sent me the full report, so I think we'll go through that together. It might be tomorrow night. Friday probably is the day when I find out if my dad's going to pull through or not. So Friday probably is going to be out the window. Thank you, David. Thank you, everybody. But I might do it tomorrow night. I'll see. But we will be doing a part 2. If anyone's got any information, thank you, Debs. If anyone's got any information and you want me to look at any, hello, True Finders. If there's any certain pages you want me to look at in the report, you want to drop me an email. If I don't reply to you, like I know I've not been replying much, but I do read them all. So drop me, thank you, Shona. Drop me an email and we'll go through it together very, very soon. Yeah, look after your heart. Honestly, look after your heart. Right, take care, everybody. Much love, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.